Hi triathletes, welcome back to another session with Triathlon Tessa. Today we'll be having a video interview with Chiralle where we'll speak a bit about swimming, so stay tuned as she shares a bit of her knowledge with us. Okay, so let's start off. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are from and what you do.
Hello everyone, and thank you Triathlon Tess for this opportunity to chat to you. My name is Chiralle Badenhorst. I teach Total Immersion swimming principles. I live in Midrand in Johannesburg, and most of my teaching is either in four-ways or here at my home with a fast lane swimming pool. I used to swim at school professionally and started doing triathlons in 2010. My first triathlon was a short 600 meter swim at the Ridderplaat Dam. I nearly drowned and had to be rescued at the 200 meter buoy. I forgot completely how to do backstroke, how to float, and just sunk like a rock. It was my first reality check and first panic attack. I ended up attempting 2 more triathlons with the same result. And then found a woman by the name of Georgie who was doing workshops of Total Immersion down in Port Elizabeth. So we did a workshop on the Saturday, and the Sunday she took us to the sea to do an open water swim. I tried everything possible to get out of it and had no luck. So we got swimming, and I was just not getting the hang of this. And she said, just try and focus on the things we learned the day before, and try and make one stroke a little bit better than the next, and let's see how it goes. And before I knew it, I was in a very comfortable place and was able to swim 2 kilometers that day. It was a massive breakthrough, and from that I went on to be coached by her and be trained by her to be her coach in Johannesburg. So I did that for many years, teaching Total Immersion swimming and doing triathlons along the way. I now am a homeschool teacher for my children, and I teach triathlon swimming to people.
Thanks a lot for that answer. As you can see that even if you are from a swimming background, there's a huge difference between open water swimming and swimming in a swimming pool. So please make sure that you're acquainted with swimming in the open water. It's not the same as swimming in a swimming pool. There's lots of other stuff that can get to you when you swim in the open water. So make sure that you also practice open water swimming. And then the second question, do you perhaps have any tips for people starting out in triathlon and do not have any swimming background at all, or perhaps only know the basics about swimming?
For people just starting out and interested in triathlon swimming, I'd say to them, start slowly. If you haven't swum in a while, swimming can be very taxing, and don't want to be put off by not being able to do a few lengths. It will come quickly. And also research technique, how to move through the water efficiently instead of just going and bombing through the water and just tapping off lengths and trying to get lengths under your belt. That's probably not the best way to go. Always efficiency. When it comes to swimming, less is more. So the less work but good efficient work is what really counts and helps you do the endurance and the distance.
And then the third question, do you perhaps have any tips or advice for people that have been swimming a while and are stuck now at a certain pace and want to see some improvement in their pace per 100 meters?
So if you're stuck and you want to see improvement, my advice to you would be to slow down and change the way you think. Take a few steps back to take some giant leaps forward. Technique is the most important thing when it comes to swimming. Water is 800 times denser than air, so you really need to think about all the energy you're putting into your swim, and are you getting the best results for that, or are you creating even more drag? Most coaches focus on pulling and kicking and just power, but rather focus and research on how to move through the water more efficiently. Think about strokes per length instead of pace, and bear in mind that swimming isn't like running or cycling, and cadence doesn't mean speed. It's all about efficiency.
And the next question, how many times a week do you think someone should be swimming?
I think if you can swim 3 times a week, that's plenty. Obviously, if you have more time, then go for it. Put as much time in as you want. Bear in mind that you are cross-training, so everything benefits. If you run, you cycle, is also benefiting your swimming. But when you swim, I do recommend that you swim and be 100% mindful. Think about your technique. Think about what you're doing. Don't just go and swim and be fighting with your partner and with all sorts of things on your mind. Have focal points and focus on those and make them become your stroke and make them become something that you don't have to think about all the time.
Thank you a lot for that answer. I think most of us think that we should swim every day, and we do not realize that all the other sports that we do, swimming, biking and running, all are interlinked to each other, and our swimming and our biking and running fitness would also transfer back to our swimming fitness. And the next question, do you perhaps have any tips or advice for us during this lockdown period, or for us living in the southern hemisphere while winter is approaching soon, how we can still maintain our swimming fit?
So I have some tips for you if you are stuck in lockdown and can't get to a swimming pool or during winter. Bear in mind that swimming is about technique, and this sort of thing you can practice out of the water as well. You don't have to be in the water. So while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, or if you're in a meeting and you put your screen off, these are good times to practice your technique. Think about where your hands are, what your hands are doing, what your head position should be in, how to be more streamlined, all that sort of thing. And always be mindful about technique. The mind is the hardest muscle to train, and when it comes to swimming, that's the one that's got to stay engaged and be focused all the time. When it comes to strength training, you could possibly isolate your swimming muscles and do some exercises to keep them strong. But bear in mind that swimming is very much a cardio sport, and if you are cycling, maybe on your stationary trainer, or running on a treadmill, maybe some high intensity interval training is a good ways to keep your overall fitness up, and it will help your swimming.
Thank you for that. I think most of us did not realize that we can focus on swimming during our everyday life as well, and we do not need to be in the swimming pool to actually focus on swimming. And hopefully we'll think about swimming during the day when we have nothing to do, and not only in the swimming pool. And when we're in the swimming pool, that will be focused and focus on our swimming instead of other things that we need to do. And then lastly, where can people reach you if they want to get in touch with you or want to schedule some swimming lessons?
Please feel free to contact me on my WhatsApp on 08370333337. Happy to answer questions and help where I can. I do this because I love helping people to swim and help them achieve their triathlon goals. So very happy to answer questions and would love to possibly meet at some stage. I don't have a website or anything like that, so WhatsApp is the best way to go. Thanks and enjoy the lockdown. Be safe.
Thank you for all your advice today. I hope the triathletes out there have learned a thing or two, and also noticed that swimming is not the discipline in triathlon that should be feared, and if you approach it correctly, that it can also be a very nice part of triathlon. Thank you for watching this video. Please go and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel up here. Also go and check out my Facebook and Instagram on Triathlon Tessa, and the website is up and running. You guys can also check it out at www.triathlontessa.com. So keep up the training and stay motivated during this lockdown period.